Hello everyone, I'm going to show you why I love this Ninja coffee maker. This is the Ninja hot and cold brewed system with auto IQ. It'll brew tea and coffee. I think this coffee maker looks really nice and it's very functional. I'm going to explain the coffee maker and then I'm going to make a pot of coffee. Okay, so on the right hand side we've got this nice water tank that we can take on and off. It's got a lid opening where we can put the water. Here's where the coffee goes. We've got this nice reusable coffee filter, and you've got this for coffee, and it also comes with one for tea. It just slides right in. It's got a nice tin cup carafe, and it's got this little fold down tray that when you want to put a coffee mug on it so it doesn't splash all over, you can put a coffee mug right there. It does have a warming plate. Whenever you make a pot of coffee, it will keep the coffee warm. Over here on the left, there is a place that holds the scoop to tell you how much coffee to put in. And it also has a built-in milk frother. Anytime you press the button, it's going to froth the milk. It's very easy to clean. This just comes right off. And it stows away. Front to back's about 8.5 inches. Side to side's about 11. And it's not a very tall coffee maker. It's only about 15 inches tall. It's got a very nice looking display. Now the display does not flicker in real life, that's just the video causing it to flicker, but it looks really nice. You got several different sizes of coffee. You can do travel mugs, coffee mugs, a full half a carafe, and a full pot of coffee. And then we've got these different, we got classic, rich, over ice, cold brew, and specialty brew. And then when you put the tea leaf filter basket in, the tea leaf comes on. And you've got a different section lights up. You've got herbal, black, white, and green. Oolong. But this thing recognizes when you put the coffee bean filter basket in, it only does coffee. It's got a power button here that we can turn it on and off with. It's got a really nice display clock. It does have delay brew, so we could program this to come on in the morning and brew us a pot of coffee. It has a stay warm button. You can turn the warming plate on and off. Now this has auto drip stop. So some Ninja coffee makers have a lever that will stop the coffee coming out the bottom of the filter basket, but this has a button. It's electric. So you can hear it moving, so when it's like that, the coffee will flow out of it. But when you press the button, that's a drip stop. That prevents the coffee from coming out the bottom of the coffee filter basket. And the nice thing about this coffee maker is, since it's electric, it can control the drip stop. So it actually does it during the brew, and at the end of the brew, it will close the drip stop. Okay, so I've got to make sure I got my water in. I got it filled all the way to the max. Okay, so I'm going to do a half a pot of coffee. So I'm going to pull this out. I've got my reusable filter basket is in. And the scoop says to use 3 to 4 scoops for a half a carafe. So I'm going to put 4 scoops of coffee right in here. 1. Okay, so I've got my ground coffee in there. I'm going to close this. Now I need to select what brew I'm going to do. I'm going to do a classic brew, and I'm going to do a half a carafe. So I'm going to turn the switch over to here till that is lit up. And all you do is simply press the start button. Now this brewer does pause, so it's going to brew for a little bit. It's going to close that drip stop, let the coffee kind of bloom, and then it's going to open the drip stop and continue the brew. So we can hear it starts brewing right away. And this kind of goes across to let you know the status of the brew. When it gets all the way to the right, that means the brew's over. So right now it brewed it put some hot water in the coffee grounds, and now it opens up the drip stop. So now coffee starts to flow out. So it shot some hot water on the coffee grounds. It had the drip stop preventing the coffee from coming out. And then after about, 15, 20 seconds, then it opens the drip stop and lets the coffee flow. There's where the coffee's coming out. Okay, so let's check the temperature of the coffee coming out of the bottom of the filter basket. 195. And I do see 196 too. 196. So I really like this drip stop feature. So say you've brewed some coffee, you want to grab a quick cup of coffee, but it's not done brewing yet. Come up here, press the drip stop. It's going to stop the brew. It's going to cut the coffee off coming out. Now I can pour me a quick cup of coffee, put this back, and then hit the drip stop. And then it continues the brew. It's a quiet coffee maker and it's relatively fast. And Miss Fiona would like her treat. So even though coffee has stopped coming out, we're not all the way done with the brew yet. And at the end of the brew, the drip stop will close automatically. Okay, so at the end of the brew, it beeps at you and it closes the drip stop. So now it's safe to remove the coffee. Let's see how the craft pours. And we'll check a temperature too. So the craft pours really nice. And again, it's got a warming plate. It's going to keep it nice and warm. That's a really hot cup of coffee. 177, wow. The coffee maker will shut off automatically. We can open up this and see how the coffee grounds did. Cleanup is very easy. You can take this whole thing. It's not going to drip on you. You can take it to your recycling or trash can and empty out the coffee grounds. Okay, so let's check how tall a travel mug. So you can get almost an 7 3/4 inch travel mug in there. There's lots of different brews you can do it with this. You can do a specialty brew, which is a 4-ounce concentrated coffee, which mimics an espresso shot. So you can brew that, heat up some milk in the microwave, and then you can froth it with the built-in frother. And that will make a cappuccino or a latte. The cold brew, the over ice, you can put ice in the carafe and brew coffee right into it and make an iced coffee. Or you can have ice in a travel mug and brew coffee right into it and have an iced coffee. I think it's a very nice looking coffee maker. When you're done, it will shut off automatically. You can adjust that time, or you can just press the power button and turn it off yourself. Thanks everybody for watching. I'm very happy I bought this coffee maker and I really like it.